Thank you for joining us today on Earthfile. Welcome to the program. I'm Ayola Kasim. It is believed that the national grid will not provide universal coverage within the next decade based on current grid electrification rates. So a large part of the country will need off-grid solutions such as mini-grids and standalone solar systems to meet the country's electrification target. It is not only off-grid communities that need alternative solutions. Among the grid-connected population, just 25% of households and businesses receive 4 or more hours of power per day. An estimated 80% of them supplement unreliable electricity with costly, polluting alternatives such as diesel or petrol generators. Nigerians spend 327.05 billion naira annually on these fields. Solutions such as standalone solar are deployed by donor agencies, government and private companies to help solve these power cut problems. While this constitutes a major opportunity to reach the underserved population, it is not without its challenges. This is our focus today on Earthfile. Just stay with us.
My name is Tosin Adewe. I am an ambassador for Ready in Pakuro, Mowe, Ogun State.
Tosin owns a corner shop in Pakuro, Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, where he rents portable optimized lithium batteries to energy-poor residents in the community. The energy capsules, powered by solar, have a low environmental impact and they're also more affordable, with users saying they cut energy costs by 30%. Taiwo, owner of a photography studio, is one of Tosin's customers.
Since I've been using it, in fact, it saved me a lot of money. Before, I used to buy fuel 6,000 naira per day, but since I've been using the Ready, it saved me a lot of money. I use it the whole day, 24 hours. I use it to power my laptop, my lights, my studio lights. I use it to print out my printer, my picture.
Nigeria faces significant challenges in its power sector, including frequent power cuts, poor power quality, and limited electricity access in rural areas, while urban areas fare far better with an access rate of 89%. Significant gaps between electricity demand and supply, as well as aging infrastructure, cause frequent power outages and substandard power quality. For instance, the all-time highest generation is merely 5.8 gigawatts of electricity. Despite being one of the continent's largest economies, Nigeria's national grid generally lags behind other African countries in electricity reliability.
Lighting issue has been a pressing issue in this environment, and it has not really encouraged business owners in the environment. But when I first heard of this innovation, the energy box, firstly I was like, what is this again? Oh? But ever since I started using it to light up my shop, to test appliances for my customers, especially TV, and right now this is refrigerator. It is working. If I have to power it now, it will come up. I've on it now. So it has really improved my business. People have been patronizing because before now, it has started working now. Before now, the business has not been encouraging because of lighting issue. In terms of profit making, I think last week, one of my customers came here and he wanted to buy a rechargeable fan, but he was discouraged. I said, so I then told him about this Ready Party energy saving box. He now said, okay, he's interested. He rented one. So that gave him the encouragement to buy the fan.
My name is Peace Osagede, and I'm the face behind Urge Store, and we deal on clippers, salon accessories.
Peace
beddings,
opens
and,
her shop in Pakuro around 8:30 in the morning and closes at 7 p.m. Constant electricity for her business is a problem.
I always need to test the clippers so that the customers will be sure they are really working before they go with it, or test any of the accessories that requires power supply. And it's been a major challenge. I have to use paid spot to power them, to test them. So, and then having been introduced and using the ready-made power capsule, it has really helped me to provide that solve the power problem on demand. So each time a customer wants to buy something, I know I have enough power, and the ambience of the shop is perfect.
Ready leverages its proprietary and innovative technology to provide clean, reliable, and affordable electricity to people, households, and businesses operating in the energy-poor regions of Nigeria. Currently, it serves more than 3,000 households and businesses every month in the country. It uses a hardware-as-a-service business model to eliminate the expensive upfront cost barrier associated with accessing reliable electricity. It says operating a hardware-as-a-service model ensures customers pay an affordable daily rental fee to access electricity anytime and anywhere easily.
So someone like my mom, who is she's part of the 100 million Nigerian living in energy poverty, but the challenge is that the solution that was designed to exist doesn't solve the problem for her sustainably. So another issue was that my mom is logged into. So my mom traveled. She's an Ekiti woman. She travels to Ekiti to sometimes she spends like some days, 3 days, 1 week, depending on whatever she's traveling to Ekiti for. When she's not at home, she has to pay for that power. So because she's bonded by this 5 years contract that she has to pay for that system every single time because of that contractual agreement. I just felt this is not right, number one, and more importantly, given the fact that I have managed a bookshop for my dad, so my dad also had run a small bookshop. I managed that bookshop for him. I know how tough it is for some of these people to, especially low-income people, to like bring money out, and when they are bonded, when they have to pay for something that they are not even using in the name of like signing a contract, I just feel it's like an economic bondage.
Learning from the challenges family members and friends faced with different electricity solutions provided that failed the sustainability tests, Olu got a group that constantly work on how best to solve the problem of energy access.
The goal is just to make a lot of people happy and solve a lot of people's problem, because I think I got a quote somewhere that says the best way to be happy is to make a lot of people happy, right? And happiness is very contagious, as long as everybody around you is happy. So I felt if I can make that Baba Sule in Olomi Academy, or one Olu in one anywhere, I'm going to make a lot of impact on those people. And that's why even innovations that we build, we are more sometimes always looking at those people, and that's because that was my own background. So we're always trying to see how can we build a lot of things that will solve their problem, because we observe that some of the solutions that exist are just built for a certain class. And Nigeria is a place where the diversity around like economic class is so wide, where you could be in a certain economic class and don't even know what anybody's doing. I actually have friends in Toronto that don't even know. They live in Nigeria and don't even know that there's no power in Nigeria. Like, they just tell, and it's not their fault. It's just that it's not something that they understand.
What started as a university project at the University of Toronto, Canada, today provides a solution that bridges the energy accessibility gap in rural Nigeria. Olu knows too well the negative impact of lack of electricity in daily life. He also knows that a perfect solution will test his team's skill in a new industry in Nigeria many are ready to bet against.
It's a big one, and the population keeps growing. So definitely we saw that as a big challenge for Nigeria. But beyond Nigeria, it's also like what can happen across Africa. We've got people would have reached out from Kengen. I mean, Abib one time it was in Kenya, and we have like interest from Mozambique, Tanzania. I mean, different countries actually. The question is that we just felt we need to deepen our what's it called, our operation here in Nigeria with every single thing we're doing before we say we are going to start like exploring some other verticals. Because the beauty of the business that we found ourselves in is that you need to learn a lot. So we have to learn about logistics. We have to learn about what's it called, manufacturing. We have to learn about repair. We have to learn about customer support. I mean, there's a lot of things that I personally don't even knew would be required. That I have to learn about financing, how to raise money, how to write proposals, how to even talk. It was the old journey, but it was an interesting one because every single phase we got better, we got more. We had our fair share of mistakes, but we got better, we got more partners, and it just continues to get better.
While many worry about what is termed learnt and lost, which was often the fate suffered in the past by loans provided to finance solar home systems for rural households, Olu's team also work on the quality of the system they provide and how well the users had been informed about it beforehand. Technical unreliability and also unawareness of the system's limitations are both factors which can contribute to an end user's disappointment about performance and ultimately create reluctance to continue usage.
People don't have more knowledge about what this can do. The moment we tell them that, okay, this is 2.5, this is 1.5, so they just want, I'm the owner of my thing. You can't just tell me. That's what they feel most times. They say, I'm the owner of my thing. You can't just tell me what to do. And it makes us start working extraordinary because you have damaged some components which we have to take time and start looking at it. So the moment people are able to, so now we now work on our protective module there. On our protective module, I can limit this to 500 watts for you to use. So either you plug 1000 watts, you are not going to get any results. You just strip off immediately. So that's where we started getting, the more problems we get, the more we are able to resolve it over time. Because the moment we see a lot of problems coming from the customer and we have a lot of backlogs, so we have to just try to like, how can we improve on this? So we start on our protective module and see that, okay, this is our protective module. How can we stop customers from damaging the system? So sometimes we teach. So it's not basically we want to say, we teach also to know that this is what you are getting, you have to understand what you are getting. So you not give me problem, I will not give you problem. Because the moment you are not okay with your product, you start complaining and it gives us problem to start, okay, what is actually going on? So we have to balance that. So the moment I start teaching you and you're ready to listen, we enjoy each other and we're able to enjoy the product.
Like all the members of the team, Adedeji Aduragbemi is able to work effectively by combining his previous experience, people skill, and his engineering skill to provide a sustainable energy solutions for the rural communities they serve. Having come from an underserved community in Ekpe Ibejuleki area in Lagos State, Adura says what keeps him going is being able to solve a problem that affects many people across the country.
I just need like a push in terms of how energy can be sustained in so many parts of the country, because energy brings even economic growth to our country, and you can see if there's no energy, there's no way we can sustain for a longer period. The environment is just where you have to look for a solution to their problem and can see how you can in your own way, because the moment now we have so many small solar systems that is just majorly for light and just for your light. Students want to read. Some students will tell you that I don't have light, so I cannot read. So it just brings an edict to you that you have gone to a state that in life that, okay, I've passed through this stage. So how can I help the students? So leading to getting a solar system in terms of maybe a bulb or just a light for them to read, to go to where they want to go in times of darkness and all the rest. And also in the environment we see ourselves today, we just see that we are moving forward. Even though we are not saying somebody to push us, everybody is trying to make sure everything works out for every one of us. So I think that also helps me also to see that, okay, this is how I can also help my community, even though I'm just a small boy and trying to.
Being able to solve problems have kept the team going since 2019. With support from his university, have won MIT Energy Prize and many others. It also became a finalist for the Prince of Wales's Earthshot Prize in 2021 and formed many partnerships along the way.
What Earthshot gave to us was like insane credibility. So when Earthshot happened, I mean, people that would probably not even, people that had discounted what we are doing kind of saw more credibility with Earthshot. With Earthshot, we got like time-based invention, we got featured in Fast Company, Bloomberg, global journals, global dailies, and that automatically just boomerang. It was just boomerang. And more importantly, I think what Earthshot does for us was also bring us in front of people.
The team is trying out a new product casing using this 3D printer. Should the trial pass all the sustainability tests, it will add to their product lists. Ready has evolved from a one product to a 6 products company within a short period, combining both software technology with hardware to solve the energy access challenges.
This project we're working on called the Ready Capsule V2. The idea is, what if I want more energy and I don't want to buy all of the hardware that comes with the battery pack, right? Meaning I just want to increase my battery capacity. That's why we did the V2. So this is a modular system, works like your typical AAA battery. You can connect many of these batteries using like a shelf model where you just plug them into the shelf and then it just superpositions or multiplies the amount of energy you can get while using just one single panel, right? So that's the beauty of this. And again, to also explore other applications of what our systems can do, this can be connected into an electric vehicle. So like your electric motorcycle, your electric tricycle. So these things are just plugins that you put in. And through a payment model, you can go to a charge station, swap your batteries, and then take already charged batteries and just swap them in. So instead of having to wait for a long time, like what you have in conventional cars, instead of you to wait for a long time for your battery to charge from 0 to 100, you just go to the charge station. Instead of a filling station this time, you go to a charge station, just pick up the battery and swap. Pick the battery and swap, and then you're good to go. So that happens in 2-3 minutes, and you're good to go, compared to what we conventionally have. So that's where we have to use 3D printing.
Ready's unique and innovative system of bridging the accessibility gap has also led to the invention of a fully insured and secure go-to source for equipment rental solutions called Tempon. Tempon connects individuals, creatives, and project executives with thousands of equipment renting owners where anything can be rented anytime, anywhere.
We, as a team, we currently have a myriad of software products that we've launched and some that we're working on. One of them in particular is Tempon. So Tempon is a rental marketplace that basically connects rentees and renters. So you basically have an item to rent. So we just facilitate that between you and the person that wants to rent, right? We also, as a company, utilize that same platform to also list some of our assets, which is the Ready Capsule. Currently, we're working on Wheels. So on the base level, Wheels is supposed to be a central back office for our rental operations, right? It has different verticals to it. There is the ambassador side of Wheels, which is basically supposed to monitor, facilitate the ambassadors. So for context sake, ambassadors are basically sub-distributors, right? They act in partnership with Ready. They basically receive some of our assets and rent it out to customers. So Wheels, as a platform, we are able to record these assets. We're able to see the ongoing rentals. We're able to see overdue rentals. We're able to see rentals that have been returned. We're able to see how much has been earned by these ambassadors. We currently have a web application for that and also a mobile app for the ambassadors. And we have Pluck. So Pluck is an asset financing project, basically to help low-income earners be able to have access to some of our products by paying instrumentally.
Okay, this is our laser engraver. So the laser pecker, it's a very modular system that we can use in different configurations depending on what device we want to label. So label the QR code. So
Its solutions and innovation are structured to meet the daily and essential needs of individuals and small businesses in rural and urban African communities.
These QR codes, once it's scanned, this is a link between the software and the hardware. Once you scan this QR code, we have different software products such as Wheels, which gives like a unique identity to our product. And once this product is scanned, you get the details of the customer, because this is assigned to a customer in our community. And once you scan this product, you get the details of the customer, the rental cycle, even the charge cycles of the product.
And we've learned a lot, because we started on core rentals. And the reason why we are doing rental is because we want people to be able to afford the system. So selling is easy. You can just pack and sell. That one is the easy part. It's the most easiest thing that we can do. Anybody can do that. But what's quite challenging is the rental part, because when you are renting a system, you need to verify who you are renting the system to. You need to educate them about how to use the system, especially for a system that has the potential to get damaged. Then you need to rent it out. Then when you rent it out, you need to collect it back. So we had to design a whole system, and that was what Tempon was designed for, to manage that entire workflow. So you take it in, you take it out, you have to like collect it back and then store it again.
It has been said that the switch to a carbon-free economy is the biggest economic opportunity of our era. The International Energy Agency's Africa Energy Outlook 2022 stated that 4 million additional energy-related jobs are required in Africa, which can open doors for women, young professionals, and other underrepresented, underserved, and vulnerable groups.
I think for me, it's the beauty of trying to recreate this in a space like Nigeria. People do this. Some very few people do this, but it's beautiful to be a part of the very few that are able to still strive and make this happen. And when you start to look at where we're going to be in the next few years, we would have moved beyond what seemed like a dream, because we now have so much capacity that we're competing on the international level, but still here in Nigeria. So that's what keeps me going. I know where we started. I know when we didn't have 3D printers. I know when we didn't have the kind of machineries that we have, the kind of equipment that we have for what we do. But now that we even have it, there's just so much more opportunity for us to move and to strive. But if we stopped at where it felt like, there's no light, we won't go anywhere. So what keeps me going is the fact that here in hardware, we're doing things that would definitely become, superb in Nigeria, something that's really going to change lives in Nigeria.
Energy transition refers to the global shift from fossil fuel-based energy systems in low-carbon and renewable energy sources. It involves a fundamental transformation in the way we produce, distribute, and consume energy. The primary drivers of energy transition are the need to mitigate climate change, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, improve energy security, and promote sustainable development.
I think Nigeria, if we could implement every single thing we have and implement it in such a way that there's clear systems, so not something that is in paper, but the real reality is totally different, I think a lot of things are going to change. I don't think funding is the challenge, because I said money is, I don't think money is the challenge. The challenge is just the wherewithal, the will to really get stuff happen, to make that system work. Once it works, capital always flows to where there's systems. As long as the system is in place, capital will come. But if the system is not in place, capital will run away, every other thing will run away.
Nigeria's focus on off-grid solar energy is part of a larger trend across Africa. Many African countries are following this path to meet their energy needs because traditional grid infrastructure often doesn't reach these areas. This is more so the case in rural and remote areas, of which there are many.
That's our show for the day. Thank you for watching. Our inbox, earthfile@channelstv.com, is available for all your comments and questions. From me, Ayola Kasim, and the crew here in Lagos, it's bye for now.